What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and I'm joined by Tyler. We are back for our next video in the Pirates of the Caribbean community series. This time, we're going to be completely reviewing Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales Blu-ray. We're going to be talking about the movie again very briefly, as well as everything in it, the special features, the deleted scenes, the bloopers, making of, all stuff like that. So we're going to be completely breaking it down, letting you know what we think about it. Make sure if you like the idea, you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Podcast Now, like and share the video. This video goes up every other week. We have Pirates of the Caribbean community series every other Friday at noon Eastern Standard Time. In 2 weeks, we're going to be talking about the Black Pearl for to start off November. And so we're just going to be moving right along. Don't forget as well, we also have our Star Wars community series. A video airs every single Thursday, also at noon Eastern Standard Time. So we're just going to continue doing that leading up into Star Wars The Last Jedi. So we're having a lot of fun doing that as well. So Tyler, the movie Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales, it's out on Blu-ray. This is a little bit obviously late because we do it every other week, and we wanted to say a farewell to Barbosa. We wanted to do that video, make that special. So it's a little bit later, but we still have a couple things to say about this movie. But it's just crazy. Firstly, I think just to say the note that it's crazy that it's actually out. It's been around 5 months since the movie actually came out in theaters at the end of May, and doing all the stuff that we did for it, getting to see it in theaters, and now having it being able to add to your Blu-ray collection. They've kind of run with the motto of completing your collection. They've talked a lot about that in like the ads that you see on the commercials for it. So it's special that it's actually out. So let's start really briefly. Tyler, how did you like the film?
Definitely was not the best, but it was, in my opinion, the second best. Well, depends on the day. I have different days. I have bad days, good days, all kind of different days, Monday through Friday. No Saturday, Sunday. It's definitely a really fun movie to watch. It would be like a good, I would say, Christmas gift. That would be like a nice movie to watch over like Christmas break. I think it's a fun movie. It's definitely, you can watch it with your kids. You can watch it with your grandparents, whatever, or like the whole family. It's a good fun movie. Like, you'll definitely have fun, but it's also more than fun. It's also a very good movie, in my opinion. Don't ask the critics because they have a different answer. So yeah, I mean, I thought it was a great movie. I thought it was a great Pirates of the Caribbean movie. Were there some problems in it that came from the storyline? Yeah, there were. We already talked about that in other videos, so you can watch that. But overall, definitely very solid movie. Definitely one of the best Pirates of the Caribbean movies. So if you haven't seen it in theaters, or you haven't picked up the DVD yet, I would wait until like Black Friday because it'll be on sale. But I would definitely pick it up for sure.
Yeah, it's a special movie. It's exciting that it's finally out. I watched it on Blu-ray, and it's a movie that I think is probably best served in theaters, but it does really well on the screen too. Like, its big moments are still big, like the ending, the whole really, once they fight Salazar to the end with the trident, still holds up definitely even on your TV watching it. So it's definitely good. As Tyler and I were talking about before we recorded this, it's the same movie. Nothing's changed. Tyler, would you like to reiterate just some of the key facts that we've really stressed over the recent months?
Of course, Alex. I'd love to do that. So, Davy Jones, no spoilers. He died in Pirates 3. I'll leave it at that. Barbosa, farewell Barbosa. Go watch our last video. I teared up when I was doing the graphics, and making the video. Very sad. He's dead. He won't be in any future Pirates of the Caribbean movies, such as 6, 7, or whatever they decide. The only way that he'd be in it again is if they did like a prequel type, or like in the past, but I don't even think it would be played by the same actor. So he's dead. Farewell, Barbosa. I love you so much. Oh my God. Pirates of the Caribbean 4, still worst movie there is, of the franchise. Still a B movie. Still has Angelica in it, and I only know that because I have it written down. I don't actually remember that because I, again, erase it from my memories. Oh, and of course, the biggest, will Turner is still the captain of the Flying Dutchman. He's still not cursed. That curse has not been lifted because it was never a curse. That is all. That's pretty much... Those are all the elements that are still in the Blu-ray disc that were found when you were in theaters. There's all those great qualities are still in the movie. And the predecessors and everything. So yeah. Black Friday. Get the deal. You know what I would have appreciated, Alex, actually? Because I know we're going to be talking about the special features. An apology for On Stranger Tides. And an explanation on what the hell they were thinking.
That goes to... So let's talk about maybe I think the weakest aspect of this Blu-ray feature is Pirates 4 is the deleted scenes. I think are extremely weak. There's only 4 of them, and we'll talk about... We can go into the ones we like, but they're not very good. It's not even that they're not good or they're completely not necessary, because that's kind of what deleted scenes are. But, we've had a video talking about deleted scenes and, what they mean for the franchise, what kind of, are they canon? Do they count? Are they taken out because they don't fit or because they're already being resaid? In this one, it's a lot of... Well, there's 3. Okay, so let's talk about the 3 not good ones. There's Jack lying down in just, grass, and he's basically saying the same line. So this is one of those alternate ones where he's saying the line of, like, I haven't had a washing in months, like when he's talking down on his luck. He does, however, mention that, like, he'll get back on, like, wait until I get my luck back. That's a little interesting line he says. I kind of like that. But other than that, that's just a generic scene. It's kind of weird. It's the same kind of thing as when he's walking in the alleyway when it's raining and he's saying it. It's the same kind of scene to me. We'll leave the one that's really good and we'll have maybe you talk about that one. And then we have the whale when they go down to Poseidon's tomb. That one flows into the scene from 5, so maybe it could have been left in there, but it doesn't. The whale looks cool, but what they do with it, it doesn't add or subtract anything to the actual film. And then the last one is with Mulroy and Murtaugh talking about Barbossa, a nice little, like, small thing, but it's right at the end. And, it's literally right at the end scene when Jack is about to open the compass and set sail beyond his beloved horizon. So, that placement, I think, is really bad. So those 3, there's nothing there. In fact, I like the deleted scenes in 4 better, and I'll bring up 4 for that. Those deleted scenes are way better than these. But there is one scene that a lot of people have talked about. John Swindle, Pirates, a lot of people have talked about this before. It's the Henry and Jack encounter on the Dying Gull. Do you want to say if you like that or not?
I didn't like any of the deleted scenes, to be honest. I thought they were all, like, they literally, I think what ended up happening was the writer of Pirates on Stranger Tides was like, please, give me a cameo, let me just write some lines. They're like, all right, we feel bad for you.
You didn't like the Will or the Henry and Jack one?
I honestly thought it was really weird. Like, I was like, this doesn't feel right. I actually felt uncomfortable in a way. It just didn't seem authentic. But in the movie, like what we got in the movie, I thought was. But that deleted scene, it didn't feel real to me. It didn't feel authentic. It kind of felt... But I know that wasn't the final take and stuff, but just, what we saw of it, that might be, why they kind of got rid of it. I don't know. But I didn't think that it felt... myself, who hates Pirates 4, did not think that deleted scene was authentic.
I don't think it was... I'll go as far as to say as I don't really care if it was in it or not. Like, I don't think it was necessary. I do think of the 4, it's definitely the best, and I know a lot of people were very excited to see that. I think that scene works better than the other deleted scenes, where it leads directly to... It's a full circle, right? Like, Henry puts the sword to Jack, and then Jack tells him how to actually hold a sword, and then goes through the whole kind of line of, like, run me through and, ignore the blood and the bulging eyeballs, or whatever he says. And then Henry kind of turns it back to the original position that we see in the scene, and that's when Jack pulls out the gun and has the line. So I think it flows better with the deleted scene attached on. I think it makes more sense. But without having the deleted scene, and if you didn't know that was in the book, I don't think it makes as much of a difference. But I will say from what we've seen from like people watching these videos that definitely was a scene people were looking for. I think one of the main things, the problem with the deleted scenes isn't even the deleted scenes. It's what maybe we could have hoped for that they didn't have in, right? Like there's nothing there. There's no scene cut out with Barbossa. There's no like, they weren't going to ever cut out like an imaginary scene between those two because I think they'd probably want to keep that in. But I think it's a lot about what they didn't include.
Now, what I wonder is if there were any other deleted scenes that, like, were there other deleted scenes, or did they literally only have 4 deleted scenes? Otherwise, everything else was just like, okay, this is what we want. Because and if there are more, and obviously it's not even like an open-ended question. It's just literally a question. Like, did they do that well on the script that there's not that many deleted scenes? Because there wasn't really anything like the whole stupid, not that it's stupid, but the whole Geish from Pirates 3, like that whole, like where that wasn't even like worked on, like that was completely unfinished. Like, but yet like a massive, well, potentially, but in my opinion not, or our opinion not, story type element. So it's like, I'm surprised that we didn't, like there's nothing from Salazar, nothing from Barbossa, nothing from Karina, nothing from Henry, nothing from Will, and it's like, wow, did they did literally everything that they wrote pretty much go as planned other than those scenes? Otherwise, that's pretty good actually, if that's the case. If not, and let's pretend there is a Will one or a Henry one or a Barbossa one or whatever, it almost makes you question, well, why did they take it out? Because what was in it that like would lead them to taking something out? Would it allude to something like for the next movie that now they want to save to talk about in the next movie? You know what I mean? So, it's just because it's weird that there's only 4. I feel like 4 is a very small number of deleted scenes.
It is, yeah, and you're right with like, and next up is there's bloopers and there's kind of the special features, the making of, and in the bloopers there are actually added lines that make me think that actually, like, I think I lean more towards your way where maybe these really are the only scenes, like literal full-on scenes that they took time to really shoot, but I think there could be more extended lines, extended conversations, or extended scenes that they just decided to cut short that they didn't include in the deleted scenes. Like in the special features, in the bloopers, you hear Jack when he's talking about the dying, like, let us sail on the dying gull, and he doesn't know the name of the ship, Johnny Depp. So like that's an extra thing that's not in the movie. And then there's another scene where Jack's talking to Karina and Henry where they're talking about X's, like in the stars, and Jack says X's always mark the spot. That's actually a cool line, and that may not be a deleted scene. That could just be an extra line somewhere in one of those scenes in the film that they just decided to scrap for whatever reason. So when you go and you look at the special features, I really like, I think those make up for the lack of a deleted scenes. The bloopers are actually funny. I heard you laughing when you were watching it. Like there was some comical stuff that mess ups by a couple of the cast members, and there is a little bit of like extra tidbits in the very end when Jack Sparrow or Johnny Depp is tying the rope to the front of the boat when he's escaping the sharks, and they have that whole rig. He messes up and he mentions how like he won't be in Pirates 6. It's funny that he mentioned literally the words Pirates 6, but that it's actually somewhat longer of a feature in that. And then the making of Pirates 5, that whole thing is 47 minutes. So that is extremely long for a special feature. And I haven't even watched the whole thing, but I am ready to give credit to them for actually putting so much of that into the Blu-ray. In terms of this special feature in general, like Tyler and I were saying, I think it does matter on the kind of person you are. Like Tyler is not one to really care about these kind of things. I more am. Like I like to know how they made the film, especially the special. That's why I'm actually very excited that the making of is 47 minutes, because I like the behind the scenes. I like how they do things. I love the At World's End when they had lots of That was a very meaty kind of special feature too, where they showed how they did that epic 30-minute battle and how they flipped the ship and literally how they did that and how they were setting that up. So I really like watching that kind of thing. I like the behind the scenes. That's just more of like who I am, as I like to see how things are made. So I'm really happy with it overall. I think it does, matter on what kind of person you are, but overall, I mean, it's Pirates 5. Jerry Bruckheimer said, if this movie sells well, they're going to sit down and see where they go in the future. So please, for the love of God, support the film just like we kind of supported Pirates 5. I think Pirates 5 did really, really well. Box office, we have a video talking about why I believe that. But this is the last thing. This is it. This is the end of Pirates 5. The Blu-ray, if it sells well and meets their expectations, I think Pirates 6 is already kind of guaranteed, but I think it'd be even more so. So Tyler, you have any last thoughts on Pirates 5's Blu-ray? We could have more videos in the future, talking about Pirates 5, but this is kind of the end to this movie arc coming out.
Yeah, pretty much just like Alex said, if you haven't or if you like the series, definitely support the movie, because some of us I know, not like us, like Alex and I don't, but there are some people who are like, if Jack's not going to be in the film, which we can talk about in another topic, how I read that they were talking about how Johnny Depp does not need to be in Pirates 6 for Pirates 6 to be a success. That's interesting. So that'll be a topic we talk about in the future. But anyways, people say, if Barbossa's not in the films anymore, then I don't care to see the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. If Jack Sparrow's not in the Pirates, or if Jack Sparrow's not in the franchise anymore, I don't care to see Pirates of the Caribbean. Pirates of the Caribbean's dead. That's not true. I get that you guys think that because they're the characters that we've seen, but it's not true, and it's honestly kind of stupid to think that way. Because just because a character that I love Barbossa. I love Davy Jones. Infinitely more than Jack Sparrow. I love Jack Sparrow. He's a great character, if not one of the greatest characters in film, in my opinion. Not 5, because I didn't like the way that he acted and all that stuff. But Jack Sparrow from like 2 and 3, I think he's a fantastic character, for multiple different reasons. He's a great movie character, and a great heroic, he's an all around great character. Barbossa, Davy Jones are infinitely better, in my opinion, than Jack Sparrow because of different character arc, different things that have happened to them. How I can relate to them. Just in general, in my opinion, even though I absolutely love, I'm not in love like Alex, but I absolutely love Jack Sparrow. But for me, Barbossa and Davy Jones are better. Davy Jones might be in 6, not as a physical villain, and we've talked about that. Go watch the video. Davy Jones. Is Davy Jones really back? Is the video? Look it up. The answer is no. He is, but not in physical form. I believe that's a nightmare. So he probably won't be in Pirate 6 all that much. Barbossa was crushed by the ocean when it slammed shut and he fell to his death. He was crushed. He literally, he is like a pancake right now. Not only did he drown, but he was crushed before he drowned. So he's completely gone. Barbossa is dead. He's never coming back. They already brought him back in Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, technically the end of Pirates 2, Dead Man's Chest. They will not bring, listen very closely, they will not bring Barbossa back in the future movies unless it's a prequel, where it's in the past, or even flashbacks. But it would be far in the past. The actor who played him, he will not be playing Barbossa. Barbossa is done with the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. He had a pig leg. In the movie, we can see he's slow. He gets hurt. He's lazy because he's rich. He has a foot. They were setting this up. We talked about this in the farewell video. We talked about this in, I believe, what was it called? Will Barbossa Return? So we have videos on this. I'm not saying listen to us at every word. I'm not saying that. But you need to be realistic. You need to be realistic. Barbossa is not coming back. But that doesn't matter because you know what? For the people who are like, well, if Barbossa's not in the movie anymore, then I'm not going to watch the movie anymore. Barbossa wasn't in Pirates of the Caribbean 2. He was in it not even 30 seconds. So it's like, but you watch that movie, right? So that doesn't make sense. Was Davy Jones, and not that many people are like, well, Davy Jones, but it's like, well, Davy Jones was in Pirates 1, Davy Jones was in Pirates 4, Davy Jones technically wasn't in Pirates 5. So that doesn't matter for me. I didn't say, well, if Davy Jones isn't going to be in the next movies, I'm not watching it. But they're my favorite characters. If they kill Captain America in Avengers 4 or 3 or 4 or whatever, I'm not going to stop watching all Marvel movies. You can't be like that. It doesn't make sense. It's actually ignorant. If you enjoy the franchise, and I get, if you like the character, that's fine. But if you enjoy the entire franchise, or the movies as a whole, they do not just come out in theaters if nobody's going to be buying the movies and supporting the films and all that stuff. That's not how it works. If there's no support behind them, there's countless movies that never got a sequel. Because even though there was like a cult type fan base, there wasn't enough. They didn't support them, so guess what? Disney has plenty of other movies they could make. They're not going to throw another however many millions or billions to make a movie if it's not going to get support. So, moral of the story of what I'm saying is, if you like these movies, and if you even are saying like, well, if Barbossa's not going to be, but he's in this one, so you should buy this one. Because he's part of the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise that you should want to at least have a finale, have a true conclusion. Because if Pirates of the Caribbean ends with Dead Men Tell No Tales, that's not a good ending. It just isn't. And it's like, well, all the family, Will and Henry, and, they were all reunited. And Jack, he got the pearl back, and he's like, you know what? He doesn't have a destination. He's just going to sail the sea. Yeah, that's great. But that, to me, is not that's not a fitting end. Because it was so abrupt. The way it's like, oh, okay, they're all together, and then Jack sails off, and then it's like, oh, it's over. That's not how you end. And that's not what they intended on doing. What the ending of this movie of Pirates 5 is not the intended ending of the franchise. So we, as fans, we have the biggest Pirates of the Caribbean community series on YouTube that you guys are also a part of because we make videos based on what you want us to make them on. That's how it will always be when we do a community series. Now, there's always going to be some things that we want to talk about, Alex and I, but we will always try to respond to every comment when we can in a realistic way. If it's like from 6 months ago, obviously it's almost impossible for us to go back that far. But that's what we have done. That's what we will continue to do with other movies or video games or whatever. We will continue to do that. But you don't just come to us to watch these videos and us talking about it. We're together, Alex, me, and you guys. We are the Pirates of the Caribbean community series, not Podcast Now. It's Podcast Now and you. That's what this is. So if you're part of this and you subscribe to us and you watch our videos and all that, there's absolutely no reason, because apparently you care that much to be part of the biggest Pirates of the Caribbean community series on YouTube. If you care that much, then you should be supporting the movie. That's what I'm saying. What's the price of the Blu-ray? I don't even know what the price of Blu-rays are because I only get stuff when they're on sale. So $25, but if you wait literally a month, Black Friday, or even like the week before Black Friday, it would be $15. Come on. You if you go to Starbucks or whatever, and you could get a small for about $10, I think you could get a $15 Blu-ray DVD that you can sit down and enjoy with your family once, or maybe you watch it twice within 3 years.
Well said. I agree with everything Tyler said. It's important. We have quite the community. This is very special, obviously, to us. Tyler and I wouldn't be doing it if Pirates didn't mean a lot to us. And, we've really built something special here with you guys. And this is in no way a goodbye. This is emphasizing what we have here. What we have here is special. What we have here is always going to continue for now every other week. And then if we get Pirates 6, we're going to be right back on top weekly, having the biggest videos probably around. We fully believe that, and we're ready to do it. So go support it. This is our last chance. We did our job. We supported Pirates 5. I think, honestly, Tyler, you and me can say that we helped promote Pirates 5. I think we can easily say that. So you need to support as much as you can. Tell your friends. If you already have the Blu-ray, tell other people. This needs to sell well to get a Pirate 6. That it's just as simple as it gets. So thank you guys for watching this video. We talked about a lot of stuff in this. Make sure, again, you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you check in with our Star Wars community series, again, every week for that until the movie comes out. And as Tyler alluded to, we're going to be doing more community series in the future about all different kinds of things. So we're really having fun. We're trying to make our mark on YouTube really by having these fun two-way conversations with you guys. And as always, the Pirates ones will always continue to be here. So thank you guys for watching. 2 weeks, we're back at it. Again, we'll be talking about the Black Pearl, and we have many, many ideas for all sorts of Pirates videos over the next, as long as we possibly need to do it for. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next video.